Hello. I want to take a minute to go over some functionality added to our Vicinity 4.38 release, which is our March 2022 release. Specifically, there's feedback that came back from our user base talking about making it easier to move things around in the production schedule. Most notably, we're really talking about the Gantt chart schedule here, where I've got, in this case, I'm showing multiple resources, happens to be using the brewery demo database, but I've got a production line here, and then these are all fermentation tanks, multiple production lines, and then packaging. And the idea is we want to be able to change a number of items simultaneously. A scenario that might affect a number of users would be a production line goes down and I need to move the jobs off that production line for a certain time period. Now, there are a couple of different ways this exact use case could be handled. One is you may want to move the job, manually. This is how you'd have to do it. You'd move it out of the way until that line is going to be available. Or the other way would be that you might move it to an existing line, but move it to a line that's got some time that we could do it now. Both cases are valid. We're really trying to deal with both of those, and let me kind of talk through that. So let's take the first one in that we want to move the date. So we want to move it, push it back, let's say a week. We want to push all of this work back a week. Everything in this process cell needs to push backwards. Now, this user interface itself is not really conducive to doing that itself. So what we've done is we've taken it to a screen called mass production maintenance. Let me just rephrase it or refresh it. This is basically showing me the same data you were looking at without the Gantt chart with it. So we've got one batch here, two batches here, and one batch here. You're seeing basically the same concept up there. Now, what we're trying to do is you're trying to move the dates from these two batches out into the future. Currently, the dates look something like this, 12/3 and 12/26. We want to add 7 days to that in this example. So the first thing I do is I select the criteria. And by the way, I've got filtering. So if I've got a lot of batches out there, I can filter it out a number of different ways. So I'm only looking at what I need to look at. And I can go to Actions and then Edit. And these are the various items that you could edit. You could just physically go and say, I want it to start on this date and end of this date, and every batch in that selection would get those dates. What I'm going to do is a batch adjustment, and what we're going to say is we're going to say add 7 days because the line's going to be down for 7 days. I'm going to add 7 days, and we're going to use that adjustment. There are a number of other things you could do here, and we'll get to certainly the process cell in a minute, but you can mass change anything on any of these items on the batch. Now, to make it happen, all we need to do is click OK. Now, I did want to point out when you're working with dates, remember that Vicinity has two sets of dates, one at the header level and one at the end items. We had to do that because we have some clients that one end item will come out on one day and another end item might come out a couple of days later. So the dates have to be separated from each other. In my case, I'm going to go ahead and update both the header dates as well as the end item dates. I'm going to move them 7 days from where they are now. Now, when I do that, let me just go ahead and process it. It says, are you sure you want to do that? Yes, I want to do that. And it says they've been updated. That's great. Now I can go and look at those on this screen if I want to. And now, if you remember those dates, you'll notice that they've added 7 days to them. But really, probably the more profound is right here. Let's take a look at this this date that we've got. Everything is going to slide over by 7 days when I refresh. So let me go ahead and refresh the screen and you'll see that moved over. So that's an example of moving batches from one date to the next date. In other words, pushing them out into the future. Know that it also works the other way in that if I select these two and I go to Actions and Edit, in this case I can actually use a negative, so I can put them back in effect. So I'm going to go negative, say yes, yes, everything's good, 2 batches were updated, and if I open this up I can see it on this screen that I'm going to be back to that 12/3 start date like you saw, and then again the more visual representation of this is going to be right here where these batches are going to slide forward as soon as I refresh this, so you see them slide backwards. So the whole idea behind this is kind of if you only have a couple of batches in in a range, you might find it easier just to move them yourself. But if you have a number of them, this might be more beneficial. The other use case might be we don't want to change the dates, but rather we want to change what process cell they're on. So in this case, I want to move them from FT2 to FT3. The way I would do that manually is I would select them individually, grab them, and pull them down, and I could do that. So we can do the equivalent of that for a number of batches by using back to mass production maintenance. So we take those same batches, and we'll just go ahead and refresh it, make sure we got the latest going on. And I'm going to pick up those two batches, same concept. In this case, I'm going to go to Edit, and I'm going to now change it to the process cell, and I'm going to go to FT3, which is my fermentation tank 3. And when I process it, so yep, we want to do that, good, it'll auto refresh on that piece of it. And now I've got all of these sitting up on fermentation tank 3. If I refresh this, you're going to see these two batches jump down to FT3 when I refresh it. So there you go. So it's an easy way for us to move jobs around in batches and in groups. Now, we have the exact same thing for planned orders. Just know that the planned order functionality is under the management of the planned order itself. So I can select some of these, and I've got the same kind of functionality that we've got out here where I can actually edit the selected orders, and I can change my dates or change the process cell, etc. We'll see if there's a way to merge those together with batches and planned orders simultaneously, but at least this way, if you're changing batches, you can move them around one way in planned orders as well. Anyway, I think that's it. Let us know if that's helpful, and also if there are other things that we might be able to do to make your life a little bit easier. We appreciate all the insight. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.